Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel. Peter likes books. Whenever I do that, that's like being in the old library and you open a book and there's dust and you go, just in case people wonder what that was about. It is October 3rd, and I have been reading. I'm so excited, but I am behind on one of my books. And it was the one book that I didn't want to get behind on, but I'm going to do like a little haul and then my TBR just for this week. And I think what I'm going to do is each week in October, do a TBR of like what I'm going to read for that week. Because to do a TBR for the whole month for me, like I've dedicated several videos to recently, is really hard for me. But I think to go into each week, I can do that. So that is my plan right now. So this is a mini haul. And it is also my TBR for the first week of October. So first of all, I just want to say, if you haven't seen, I am reading Helter Skelter, The True Story of the Manson Murders by Vincent Bugliosi and Kurt Gentry. I haven't actually started this yet, so I am 3 days behind. That will be what I'm reading tonight. And then I am also reading The Library of Souls by Richard Denny, which I thought would take me like one day, and I haven't had a whole lot of time to read the first 2 days of October, other than audiobooks. So I've actually already finished one audiobook this month, and I'll talk about that in just a second. So my plan for the next couple days is to actually sit down and just get some reading done, because I haven't been able to do that. So those are the two group reads I'm doing this month too. So if you'd like to read those with me, please go check them out. All right, so the first audiobook that I have listened to and completed this month is The Silent Child. Hold on, I'll tell you who it is by, because I already rated it and everything. And on my Goodreads, if you don't follow me on Goodreads, please do. On my Goodreads thing, I put bravo. It was such a great thriller and mystery. And let me just tell you, I want to make sure I know who this is by. So I hadn't heard anything about this book. It was on the Audible bestseller, which is why I listened to it. And so I bought it because it was one of the bestsellers. And I thought, oh, this is a perfect book. Here it is, The Silent Child, or Silent Child, by Sarah Denzel. I don't know if she's written anything else. I will look right now for you. But I was like super impressed with this book, right? She has written Saving April and The Broken Ones, all of which are at 4 stars or above. So I'm going to check out her other ones. Have you guys heard of Sarah Denzel? I was like really, really impressed with this, you guys. When did it come out? Let's see. It came out January 22nd, 2017. So it's been out since January. I would highly, highly recommend this book if you like books like The Girl on the Train, The Girl in the Red Coat. It reminds me very much of that. It takes place in England, and it was, I don't know how to explain it. Like, here's the thing, okay, with mysteries, that like I saw a lot of it like way ahead of time. Like if you read it, you'll be like, but I kind of knew the mystery. But the thing is that there's so many twists and turns at the end that what you think it is, there's bits and pieces of that, but it goes into such a dark area that you're like, oh my God, like seriously, like literally like the last 5 minutes listening to this book, I was thrown out. I was like, I was so intrigued with this book. I listened to like 5 hours. I listened to like the last half of it all yesterday. So I would highly, highly recommend as a thriller this month, The Silent Child by Sarah Denzel. Okay, the next audiobook that I'm listening to, and I have been waiting months for this book to come out. I am so excited. I am a diehard fan of Dan Brown, and his new book, Origin, just came out yesterday, and or came out today. So I started listening to it on Audible. I hate this with Audible, okay? It doesn't come out at midnight. It comes out at like some weird time in the middle of the night. I mean, of course the world should rotate around Eastern Standard Time. I don't know what time it like actually comes out, but I was like, look, I literally looked on my Audible at like 1, at 2, at like, I was ready to get it started last night and it didn't come out. I woke up this morning, no, I was in bed and I like fell asleep and then I woke up and it was like 6:15 and I looked and it was on there and I was like, well, I can't go out now and listen to it, right? So Pee-Pee wants to say hi. He keeps on jumping, come here, Pee-Pee. He keeps on jumping down and jumping up. He says, hello, everybody. What are you reading for this Halloween? He goes, well, all Morris books. I love those Morris Disappearing Act books. Yeah. You love Halloween, don't you? He says, I've got all kinds of costumes, Dad, and I'm ready to wear them all in my videos. He thinks these are his videos. He doesn't understand that these aren't his videos. But anyway, so I was so excited about it. I am like right now, I don't know how far into it I am. Let's see if it pulls it up. I think I'm like an hour into it. It's very similar to all the other Dan Brown books if you've read them. Robert Langdon is of course back for this one. It kind of sets it up at the beginning of it. There's a lot of religiosity, so if that kind of stuff turns you off, don't read it. And the whole idea behind it, I don't really know yet where it's going to go, but is that the scientist who is at the beginning of the book, he like has discovered something that will say that every world religion is wrong. And so that's what the book is about. And of course, Robert Langdon's going to go on some kind of like middle of the night adventure, which I love. Reading those books, they're told very much in real time. So I'm excited about that. Okay, so let's go on to my mini haul, and then what else I'm going to be reading this week, because this week I will be finishing The Library of Souls by Richard Denny, who's also booktuber Richard's Book Nook. I will be reading Helter Skelter, and then, and Origin on Dan Brown, which is like 18 and a half hours, so it'll probably take me the whole week to read. So I am going to save the best for last. So let me sort these out. So I have like been going on Thrift books. Do you guys know what Thrift books are? Not sponsored, but I wish I was. Nobody will sponsor me on this channel. Why? But I love that Thrift books, but it takes forever, and they send like all the books out of order. So anyway, I have talked about this on here, and I really, really wanted this book. And there was only one copy on Thrift Books, and there was none on Book Depository, I don't think. So when I was a little kid, we went to a bookstore in Chicago for the weekend, and we were in there for the weekend in Chicago, and my dad said, he'd always say to me, you can pick out any book you want. And I was so excited, and I got Mickey Spillane's The Day the Sea Rolled Back. And it says on the back, Larry and Josh know where millions of dollars worth of treasure is hidden in the tropical waters surrounding Pio Island. But there doesn't seem to be any easy way to get at it. Then something extraordinary happens. On an otherwise uneventful day, the sea goes out just as it usually does, except this time, it stays out. And suddenly, with the ocean floor exposed for everyone to see, the race for the treasure is on. Larry and Josh aren't the only ones looking amidst the sunken ships and pirate skeletons. The entire island population is out to get what they can, including two brothers who will stop at nothing, including murder. I'm so excited about this book. I have not read this since I was probably like 8 years old, you guys. Oh my God. So that was the first thing I got. And then I also ordered this because I couldn't find a copy that I really liked, and I wanted to read it this month. And that is Washington Irving's The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. The Disney cartoon is hands down one of my I don't like the movie version, Sleepy Hollow, with, what's his face? I can't even think. Pirates of the Caribbean dude. Johnny Depp. I don't like that. I don't know why. It's okay. But the cartoon version on Disney with Ichabod Crane. Oh my God. And then they're doing like at the dinner thing, and then they do, I love that so much. But anyway, so I've never read it, actually. I've never read it. And so I bought this version of it. I don't know why, but this is obviously large print. I don't know for who, but I am getting older. I don't need readers yet, but when I do. So I'm excited about this. It's funny when you get these books from Thrift Books, like most of them are old library books, I think. So that was the first thing. And then I was at Goodwill. Goodwill is such a great place to find these like little scholastic books, of which you guys know I'm obsessed with. And I got Secrets of the Shopping Mall by Richard Peck. And it is about these kids that like have to move into a shopping mall, trying to escape the vicious King Cobra gang and troubled life at home. 8th graders Barney and Teresa flee the city. With only $4 between them, they hop a bus, hoping to find a new life at the end of the line. Destination, Paradise Park. But Paradise Park turns out to be a cement-covered suburban shopping mall, not quite the paradise they had hoped for. So anyway, I'm excited about this, because I think it's just going to be cheesy, right? And then I got Crash Landing, Return to Deep Creek Lake, and The Curse That Will Not Die, Crash Landing. By Nicole Davidson, officer of Crash Course. I've never heard of it, have you? She stood at the frozen edge of Deep Creek Lake, tears trickling down the hollows of her cheeks. That night came back to her in two vivid flashes, screams from the dark woods, the frenzied search, and the horrible realization of what had happened. She hadn't wanted to come here ever again. I have a feeling I have Crash Course down there, because I have literally like 40 of these books, you guys, and I'm obsessed. Okay, and the best for last, I read these books when I was a little kid, and I only knew of like the first 3, and I didn't realize, I guess there are 6 of them. I thought maybe there were 7, and I have another one out there, but there's only 6. And so I'm so excited to read these, and let me show you what they are. Are you ready? And they are Phyllis Reynolds Naylor's Witch's Sister. And I read these like in 2nd or 3rd grade. And they are the story of Lynn and her friend Mouse. And they think that Lynn's sister Judith is a witch with Mrs. Tuggle that lives on the hill. And the mom is a writer, very much like Phyllis Reynolds Naylor. She writes like children's books, and she goes and writes out in this like chicken coop out back. It's just very cute, but at the same time, it's very mysterious, and it takes place in summer, but it's also very like Halloween-y. And you guys know I'm reading all scary books for the month of October. So I got Witch's Sister, Witch's Water, which is the sequel, The Witch Herself. Now these were the only 3 that I thought existed. Boop. But no, there is The Witch's Eye. This is truly an old library book. I love it. And look here, right? They even have the old card thing. Oh my gosh. So I got The Witch's Eye. And then Witch's Weed. And then The Witch Returns. And they're each like 150 pages. And so I'm gonna try to see how many of these I can read this week. But I'm finishing this whole, what would you call it, series. I mean, this might be the first series I actually can get behind, right? So like if you're wanting to read the Harry Potter books, but they're like so long, just get the Witch's Sister trilogy. I mean, the whole thing is like 500 pages. So I'm hoping to finish this whole thing this week. I'm so excited about it. So yeah, that's what I'm reading this week. Here, I'll show you what I'm reading this week. Well, this is what I'm reading this week. And of course, Dan Brown's Origin. So are you guys reading scary books this month? Oh my God, and get ready because my Spookathon TBR is coming up. I have to put it together. I haven't even started thinking about it. It's too much. It's too much. So anyway, I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.